here we are, first ever S&M TV video. And,
Yes, apparently.
How do you do?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Okay.
Should we introduce ourselves?
Sure.
To-
fake names or real names?
Let's do fake names for this one,
Sure.
since
sure.
this is like a prototype.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Sebastian.
Sebastian. That's very creative when it comes to names. do you have a name a real name that starts with an S?
No,
and ends with an N?
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll,
But I'm sticking with Sebastian.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, my name, Mladen Kolečković.
That's
One of those difficult.
That is a stupid name.
It is. It's one of those Eastern European names. Anyways, so we are here tonight to discuss the movie Dune, and
Sort of, yeah.
yeah, sort of. And we're doing it like way after like the buzz has ended, like
Yeah.
way after all the other reviews have been done. And we
So
just
it makes you wonder why we're doing it.
yeah, because we're lazy, right, and disorganized. But Sebastian,
Yeah.
what was your impressions of Dune?
First of all, we should clarify that I saw it in the cinema and you didn't, right?
Did I saw it in cinema? No, I went to the cinema. I was just too close to the screen.
Oh, you did go to the cinema. Okay.
And I also
Well, like,
I hate. I think I told you I hate 3D, and it was in 3D.
Oh, that's unfortunate because I did not. I absolutely didn't want to watch it in 3D, but
You were
and
right.
I didn't. But what I was going to say is, in the cinema, the experience was very much. What can I say? It was much better than I expected it to be, but not because of the big screen, but rather because of the big speakers. Because it was the experience was more of the sound was really quite integral to the experience.
One thing that I would definitely say is like the only reason to go to the cinema these days is the sound systems. They can be mind blowing.
Yeah, and more often than not, I would say they usually get the picture side of things wrong. So either out of focus or
do they really?
Or sometimes the image is not like when I was watching. Unrelated, but I was watching Bond in the cinema, and the colors were a bit off. They weren't.
Oh yeah, I think
they weren't. I think I once mentioned it to you before, but they weren't as vibrant as I saw it after the fact. But very good film, with some notable moments that took me out of the experience, which I thought was very odd considering the filmmaker at hand.
Like what?
Well, I double-checked this with a friend of mine, kind of recently, because he is a huge Dune fan, and he liked it very much. But he also unlike that's right. Unlike me, he read the books, and I asked him about this one detail, which is the detail that took me out of the scene and the film for a moment. When they arrive at the planet, the Dune Arrakis. They are. You have this huge, massive kind of epic scene, all the army, whatever they are, landing, and then there's a guy with bagpipes leading the charge, so as it were. And I asked my friend, I said, "Is this something from the book?" And he goes, "No." And I was like,
"Wow,
what?" And that is such. And I also, well, actually, I subsequently watched an interview with Denis Villeneuve. It was him and James Cameron.
Yes.
Discussing, sort of fanboying over each other's films.
Right.
Even though Villeneuve is fanboying over a film that hasn't been made yet, which is Avatar. All the sequels. And he said that he wanted to ground it in some sort of a human experience. And I was like, that to me was the only.
That's why he added the bagpipes.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons. Because he, if I understood him correctly, that he was, he wanted to, for I guess the audience to have some sort of feeling of a human connection to it. Maybe that's it. He didn't specifically mention the backpacks, but I'm wondering. I'm making the connection, if that's what he means. So you ground it. So you have.
I think. You know what? Sorry to interrupt, but I think to get it connected to today's audience, you could probably have like futuristic TikTokers running around and.
Yeah.
That would be more believable in the effing bagpipes.
Well, I would have honestly, I wouldn't. Okay, even if if it was bagpipes, if they just made it look slightly weirder than bagpipes and made it sound, if they could modulate the sound somehow to make it sound a bit more foreign, a bit more alien.
I agree.
But
I agree.
Electronic
bagpipes.
You'll go, oh, this reminds me of bagpipes, but it's something completely different.
They could have.
Rather than actual fucking bagpipes. So that's one moment that is a pet peeve.
They could have made it like electronic bagpipes, like some weird bag of ones and zeros,
like they did in
shooting out digital arrows and rainbows, and maybe not rainbows.
They should have had the
like
clear
monochrome.
plexiglass drum kit from Star Trek Insurrection.
They have that in Star Trek.
Yeah, they had that with like
that is so 70s.
this futuristic drum set.
They do, you know, going off the subject, but yeah, clear plastic drum kits look awesome. I want one. Any sponsors out there?
Are they a thing? I don't know.
Let me know. I'm in.
Because
I will play it on the show while we speak.
Is it transparent aluminum?
It's well, you know what? Transparent aluminum is a thing, but you know, we
aluminium?
digress.
Yeah.
So, good things about the movie, bad things about the movie. Go.
Just mostly good things. Really like the fact that he had the balls to do a part one. I mostly didn't feel the length. I only felt it once. I'm not exactly sure which scene it was, but I did just slowly drift off for like maybe a minute. But then I was back into it. And I mean, the movie is what, 2.5 hours long, and and I went for a later session, so that's why. But really good film overall. I look forward to seeing what's coming up next. I don't know how much longer we're gonna have to wait, but it's kind of cool that you have to wait. But I guess we'll have to rewatch it again to just refresh ourselves before it comes out. But I'm looking forward to it. And bad, as I said, those little stylistic choices. That one stylistic choice in particular, also using the throat singers. That, because I know what that is, it didn't sound alien to me. I was like, oh, that's throat sitting from Earth.
Yeah.
They could have again just done something to it. Just modulate the voice, make it sound alien. Just that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
Just make it sound a bit more like I want it to be. Everything else, the visuals, the tech, as seen, like especially the what's it called, the copter?
Ornithopters.
Ornithopters.
Ornithopters. Yes, they're meant to look like
Omnicron copter.
They're meant to look like what is it called? The things from the swamp. Dragonflies.
Dragonflies. Yes. That was fantastic, and it was a great way to sell natural, like just like this advanced civilization using natural nature as inspiration for their vehicles. That's really cool. I thought that was really cool.
You know what the problem with that is with the ornithopters, which is one of the key issues that I had with the film. First of all, that thing cannot be efficient. Second of all, like one thing that I really thought had huge potential is the flapping can stop. It can turn into wings, like solid, and they can collide on them. Yeah. They used this once in the movie when the other wing was already fudged up. They used it, and that was it.
But that's okay.
The only thing they used was like they did like folded back and we died.
We're gonna have another film,
and we switch it on in the very last moment. You know, I don't know. That was that. I mean, for me, like the first part of the film was, say, good. Like when they landed on the planet, minus the bagpipes, it was like, wow, okay, I can feel the heat here. You know, this is like, yeah, cool. And then, you know, it kind of played on. It was still good. It was good. And then the part when they start. Oh yeah. By the way, spoilers. if you're the last person on Earth who hasn't seen Dune, spoiler alert.
Actually,
when they start walking in the desert.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, and then they're like stupid knife fight for no reason.
Oh yeah, that.
And you know, from the start to the finish, there was no mystery about the girl. It's like he's gonna get with the girl. Like first time she appears, you're like, all right, and then the second time, and then like afterwards, it just becomes silly, you know.
Well, it's I again because here's another thing that I forgot to mention is that I should have rewatched David Lynch's Dune, but I didn't. So I don't know how he handled that aspect of the story. that you just mentioned. But to me, it was okay. Like,
I don't know. For me, David Lynch's one was more weirder, and thus
it has.
kind of.
Yeah.
And that's kind of okay. Yeah, this is it, right? Because I
Mm.
mean, the whole story is weird. Like, what, 10,000 years in the future? What? Why did you go 10,000 years? And it's like, what? And ships without AI. I mean, okay,
Hey.
right? Well,
Hey, you don't know what's gonna happen in 10,000 years if we make it.
you know, sadly, I might know a thing or two about programming. And AI is Hollywood nonsense. I said it once. I'll say it again.
Oh no.
It's a thing used by universities. I'm stirring it like a politician now.
Yeah.
It's a thing used by universities to sell university courses. It's things made by Google and alike to sell buzzwords, to sell products. There, I said it. Never gonna mention it again.
All right.
Probably gonna mention it again. Never mind.
Bringing it back to Dune. Something that's I'm sure that's been mentioned also is I love the way he handles the interstellar travel, as opposed to the David Lynch version, which
Really?
is quite huge. No,
Oh, you mean
I
the
love
effe-
seeing
you
it,
mean
in
the
the,
eff-
but I like
hold on.
that that's how he went around it. We just cut to them exiting the giant tube in space.
Yeah.
You see like. When you mentioned spoilers, and you said if you haven't seen, if you're one of those rare people who haven't seen it, I am curious how many people. Well, enough people saw it for the studio to greenlight the sequel, which is great. But I wonder how many people actually have seen it.
Well, we'd like to hear from you in
Yeah,
the
like-
comments.
Yes, in the comments, if this ever ends up
Yeah.
anywhere,
Yeah.
yes, that would be
Please,
interesting.
and ignore the dislike button. Just type in "I hate this video," and
Yeah.
we'll take the message and never
And
make
then we'll
another.
like that.
We'll like that, and we'll
Yeah.
never make another video again because we're all about feedback and pleasing the.
No, we're not.
No, we don't care about you.
No.
You know, we just do this because
No.
we're bored.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sweet.
Alright,
Well, that
cool.
was great. I'll
Nice
see you
and-
in the next one then. Yeah.
Probably.
Cool.
Yeah.
You want to go out for a beer?
No.